QuailOS.com. Welcome to the live stream.
Hey guys, it's Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And we are live here on the Undique live stream. Undique is the company behind QuailOS. So we have some news on the development front. So let's dive right into it. I will be going on your screen somewhere over there. So let's take a look. You see me down here? Okay, awesome. I promised in the last live stream last week that there is some news, and the news are here. Big development happened on QuailOS. A couple of farms have been asking for that, and now it's available. It's the QuailOS events page. So what does that look like? It's over here in the office section, and you find it here in my events. And I see my very excited tree tester Hazel is crashing into the studio. Hazel, our live stream for Amazon is not on yet. We are live on Amazon in about 45 minutes, but she gets always excited because we're gonna have some treats later. But I'll let you know the URL later if you want to join there as well. But let's go back to the topic. So events, a couple of farms came to me and they said, hey, I would like to do either farm tours. I want to do host an event, like something like a homesteading event. And so I said, hey, cool. I was thinking about events as well. And I created one for my own farm as well. And now I'm going to show you how you create that for your farm as well. So let's take a look. So you find that in the office section. And it's best to do that on the desktop, while QuailOS.com is available for the mobile app as well. Let's face it, we all get older and we need a bigger screen, right? And so it is a desktop application as well. You find it in the office in My Events, and that's where you create a new event. I'm already in there in My Event, and I called my event, I gave it a name here in the overview. I called it Quail for Homesteading. It's already published, so this is actually a real event happening this weekend. So if you're watching from New Jersey, Central Jersey, you can buy tickets for that. So, but how does it work with the event, right? So you create the event, you need to be silver or above tier in QuailOS. So you can click here on upgrade, and from the silver tier on, the events is included. And yeah, you start creating your event, give it a title, put in a description. Obviously, date and time is important. So I'm gonna host that next Saturday from 6 till 7 p.m. You put in your location. So we have that here in New Jersey. Then you have an information section here. So you put all your information. If it's like a 2-day event, you might want to put in some information about hotels or campgrounds and stuff like that. Then obviously some directions and parking is important. Some general information about the event. Lost and found is optional here. And some ticket terms and conditions. Then further down, you can upload an event logo, a background image, an icon. That little icon up here, what you see. I'm going to show you how the actual guest of your event, or when you promote your event, how it basically builds a website for your event, right? And it's not charging these huge ticket charges like this big event platform might charge you. So we get into that. And then there's some other settings here. And so that's kind of the main information. Then you need to put in your tickets and how many you want to sell. So I have here, I make a small kind of a homesteading course, like an in-person event. You could use that for online events as well. But this is an in-person event. So I charge $5 for it. The availability, I want up to 10 tickets sold. I don't have more space for people. And have a bit of a description what the event is about. So you can go back in there. You can modify that if you offer a camping pass or something like that, or a weekend pass, things like that can be also saved in here. Then next is the schedule for the event. So I do a simple course for new people into Quail. So that's gonna happen here in the Quail Covey, and we start off with a little welcome, and I show my suburban setup here. Then we talk about management and feed. I do a dispatching demonstration as well, and then later we have a Q&A. So people can then later download that schedule as well. That's especially great for, like, you know, bigger events. where you have like all day schedule or 2-day schedules and things like that. And then we have a map builder in here. So this is where you're gonna provide information about the event. And let me see, why is that map not loading? Let me just refresh that here real quick. Here we go. Okay, I think I found a bug. Let's bring it up. The bug alert. Yeah, I don't have Quail installed, and let's have a look how it looks on the actual event page. Oh, here it works. That's strange. I'll find that bug and get rid of it. So this is how it should look like when the map is built. This is all live, and we just finished that event last weekend. So the coding for that. So yeah, sometimes I can be a little bug. If you find a bug, I show you where you can report it. But anyway, so here's the event location for people. Easy indication where they can park, where the event is happening. People can actually zoom out and take a look where it's actually happening here. We have then the event info on the, so we are on the public page now. Sorry, I kind of switch back and forth here. There should be a map loading here, but I think I have a little issue. I'm gonna fix that. Here we have the speaker of the event. So in this case, it's me, and there's a little picture of Hazel and me. You could have sponsors for your event. In this case, I don't have any sponsors. Then we have some digital swag. So people after the event or even during the event, they can go in there. They can download PDFs you can upload here. I put up different videos so people can, after the event, when they go back home, do their own research again and see that stuff. Then here is an attendee tab. I don't want to show that for privacy reasons now. I don't want to give you see there the attendee's email address, their phone number when they register, when they buy the ticket. We have then an event team. So in the event team, you have the option to have multiple team members. Some people only check the tickets at the entry, co-hosts, things like that. And at the very end, not to forget about that, is the settings. So in the settings, you need to connect your stripe.com account. The payments go directly to your Stripe account. There's a small ticket platform fee for the whole development of that. That's tons and tons of hours of coding. And then down here, it can be actually configured that we show your domain. So there is a QuailOS domain for it as well. But if you want to promote it with your own domain, like I set one up for my Quail business. So I choose to have events.quail.com. Here's a bit the technical description. You can always ask for help if you set up a bigger event. You get all the support from me as well in regards to that. And then at the last tab here is just some analytics, how many people looked at your events page, how many people bought tickets, all that good stuff. And here I forgot actually a setting. I should put that in there. I just called it Quail's event. This is for the credit card statements of your attendees, that they actually know what they spent the money for. So that's also important. So once this is all set up, how does it look like for the attendee? The attendee goes either on the QuailOS domain for your event or your custom domain. So you see here events.quails.com. That's the custom domain I set up here. So if somebody enters that, the entire page loads. They see the date here. They see they can buy the ticket here straight away. They see how many tickets are left. Again, the schedule is in here. They can look at the biography of the speaker here. So if you have multiple speakers, that's awesome. They can download the schedule. They can look at the map here. I don't know why it worked not in the other view, but I will figure that out. Again, they can look at the speakers. They see the event information. Everything you entered will be shown on your event page. There is actually an app they can install as well, either on their computer or on their iPhone or Android. And then here is the access for their digital swag, like PDFs, coupon codes could be there, YouTube videos, this kind of stuff. So it's a very simple but nice looking event page. We actually promote your event as well on the QuailOS.com homepage as well. We get a lot of traffic already, and there is the event page there. So we hope now with that new feature being launched that you might have your cherry picking, your farm tour, your homesteading convention, your whatever event you want to host. You can do that now. Very simple. You saw it. I went quick through it, but it's really simple to set it up. And if you don't know anything or need help, then I show you what you do. You go over here, you scroll down where it says help and support. Here we go. Here is some frequently asked questions, but you just scroll down to the bottom, and here we already know your email address and your name there when you're logged in QuailOS. And then you can leave here a message for me. We could jump on a quick call if it's something complicated. If it's something easy, you get an email back with the answer, and it's as simple as that. So that's new in QuailOS. Lovely new feature. Let's play the feature alert for that.
New feature alert in QuailOS.
There you go. So, what else is new in QuailOS, or maybe new to you if you're new watching? Some people are already heavy users of QuailOS, so let's dive into it. Since this live stream is about half an hour, I keep my eye on the chat in case you guys have any questions. But if you don't, then I show you some cool features overall, what we got in QuailOS. So, let's dive in here. For example, my most favorite button in QuailOS is this button. It's called Submit to MPIP. In the old days, I had to copy and paste from my online store. Here's my Shopify development store. I had to copy and paste that into the MPIP database, type in what kind of eggs somebody ordered, how many, and then fill that form out, the V93 form, right? Submit it to my OSA. And I was like, nope, there is AI out there, right? We have AI. AI should make our life easier. So I coded a little AI helper. So once you press this button here, what it does, it checks your MPIP settings. The settings you have to enter before you do that. Otherwise, you would get an error message. And once this is done, it submits your details here as a draft to the MPIP database. So you don't have to copy paste anything anymore. Now this is my test system. It might be a bit messy. It goes usually a little quicker. But let me show you where those settings are. In the setting tab, there is a little MPIP automatization tab here. And you can enable it here. You put in your MPIP number. That's actually not a fake number. That's my real number, 456. I guess I got lucky. Easy to remember. You put in your MPIP portal username and password and select your state. And then there is some trigger keywords because you might get other orders, right? You might sell plant products. You might sell wooden products. You might sell a lot of different products on your online store, right? So these trigger keywords, they basically show the button, that orange little button there. I go back to that in a second. They only show it if you have your keyword in there. So I want to do MPIP submission for eggs, live birds, and chicks. That's why I have it like this. Then I save that setting, and then you're good to go. I come back in here. Oh, while I'm back, that little button here changed to MPIP filed. So that's pretty awesome. So now I can check that by logging into my database, and I obviously don't want to show any customers' information. So I'm gonna find Mickey Mouse here real quick, and once this is loaded, yep. So this is the entry which we just made in the MPIP database. Obviously, I'm not gonna submit that to my OSA, otherwise she's gonna, she doesn't like that when I do testing, so I make sure I don't send it to her because I wouldn't like extra work either because, hey, come on, Mickey Mouse is not buying any eggs, right? But you see, you get the idea. It has today's date in there. It has your running number, the customer's detail, your farm details in here, what kind of eggs. It's all filled out. You just scroll down and then you say update and send to OSA. That's all you need to do. So you save a ton of time. I calculated I save every month approximately 4 to 8 hours by not copy pasting MPIP information. It depends how much you ship, right? And so I just gonna cancel this one. I don't want to submit that, obviously. So, and then I can close the database here. But you get the idea. It's very easy to use. QuailOS has other features, the good egg, bad egg. So actually Mickey Mouse is not a real customer, right? And that address was already flagged in our system as being a bad egg. That means the address is not real. There is no house number 13 on this street. It's actually my house, but that's a different story for another day. But I put in here, I reported that address as being a wrong address. You know, sometimes customers enter their old address, a wrong address, or for other reasons, if there was a credit card chargeback or things like that, you can report somebody's address as a bad egg. Then it's flagged to any other farm here in the system, and that should help that you don't ship something out, have the shipping cost, the eggs are gone, or whatever else it is, right? Whatever you ship. And so it gives you here a little heads up. If that button is green, that means another farm reported it as a good address, so you know, okay, the address is okay. It's just an extra security. Now another thing here is the packaging slip, right? Very easy to print. It has your farm address and details then on it. We have here a report hatch rate, a QR code in there. So if a customer scans that code and their hatch is done, they can report back to you the hatch rate they had. You can display that information on your website or on the QuailOS directory as well. So, and of course you can print that packaging slip. And I use that also, for example, when I have live bird pickup orders. People order them on my website. I print out the packaging slips. You see that here is my setup. I have here 3 orders right now for pickup. I have them here, then I know exactly who is coming up to pick up what, right? I can put that then on the boxes for the birds as well. Then the customer has their information there. We know exactly how many birds they have ordered and how many birds they come to pick up. So very, very easy, simple to use, the packaging slips. The packaging slip, what is on it is completely flexible. You can go back in here in the settings. There's a lot of stuff happening in the settings, as you can tell. And here you have your packaging slip configuration, where you can go ahead and upload your own images. You can make different trigger keywords. So if it's an egg product, for example, I want to promote QuailOS on that packaging slip. If it's a wooden product, then I might want to show some cleaning tips on the packaging slip, right? How do I clean that product? So very, very, if I do discount codes, I can put them in here. Very flexible. You are in charge of your packaging slip, and it's really, really, really easy. You just add a rule in here. The trigger keyword is based on the product name in that order, right? And that's it. You save the changes, you're done. Lot of information in here. You can invite team members to QuailOS as well. So if you want to give your accountant access, for example, if you want to give your wife access, your husband access, your farm worker access to log their time in our time tracking, a lot of different access levels, and you see exactly to which kind of sections in QuailOS that person has access then once you invite them. They get an email with the invitation, they can accept that, and then they are linked to your farm on QuailOS. You can delete that later here as well. Very, very, very easy to do as well. Notifications, something new in here as well. New feature alert.
New feature alert in QuailOS.
Here we go. We decided we are still looking for a sponsor for the free tier, but it looks close that we found one, so we decided to give away free text notifications. This is especially important if you ship time-sensitive stuff. Frozen meat, live birds, hatching eggs. It's getting warm out there, right? A lot of people do not check their email for their tracking information. So we send a text message to the mobile phone. Automatically, when you buy the shipping label on QuailOS, you need to just activate that here, auto send tracking, right? And sorry, up here, there's some additional stuff. If you decide to have your own number, that you can get replies as well. If you want to have a separate number for your business, we offer that as well. But up here, free for all farms, you just activate that, and then we send your customer a quick message with the tracking number for their order, and this way they get it on their mobile phone. It's not buried anywhere in their emails, and then they retrieve their eggs quicker, or they watch out for the live birds. Very, very easy to use here as well. Now, what else is useful in here? I love the calendar, right? Let's take a look at the calendar. As you can tell, I'm sometimes a little bit, well, you're not seeing my office right now, but trust me, I'm sometimes a little bit unorganized. And raise your hand if that applies to you too. Now, with those event calendar here, you can actually sync it with your Google Calendar as well, or with your Apple Calendar, so you have it then on your mobile device. I love that, to get a reminder. You can add certain events in here if they're time critical, but also it adds here events for you automatically. For example, if you're gold or diamond tier, it adds in here our monthly QuailOS business call, which is online. You can meet other farms, you can ask questions about QuailOS, or in general anything about farming. And if we have somebody there who's an expert in that field, they are happy to answer that question. Another thing for the calendar is your hatch tracking. So let's try that out. I gonna put here a date. Let's say I was setting some eggs yesterday actually. Let's say it's button quail, so it's 16 days. You see the lockdown and the expected hatch date is automatically calculated. I can give here just a name in here or a running number. Let's say I just put 24 in and I hit the save button there. Now it's here in your hatch tracker, but also it goes into your calendar. I might have to refresh that page once. Give me 1 second. Little refresh button here. Here we go. And we should see the hatch rate. Ah, there it was. It blinked. Ah, here it goes. Do we have another bug? I don't think so. There is another bug. I just updated the system. Debugging takes a little bit. Yeah. That's the test system. It's always messy. It should work in the productive system because I use it all the time. Otherwise, I would forget stuff. Anyway, let's see what other bug we find today. Time tracking. I was cleaning the quail early on. So, I mean, not the quail themselves, but their setup. So I can log time in here. You can do that on your mobile phone as well. Let's log that here. Boom, it's in here. There's the entry. You can do that with the voice button here also if you're on the go on the mobile app. Here's a little helper for all the different voice commands. I like that a lot when I drive to the feed store, to the post office, that I can log my miles because we have an IRS compliant mileage tracker as well. And so you have the option here with the voice button. That's included in the silver and gold and diamond package, that you can use the voice button and you just talk to QuailOS rather than typing it in here. But very easy to use as well. Now I have another 5 minutes left. Let's see. Thank you very much, Doily, for joining and your comment. Thank you. I think it's very cool. Let's look at the mileage tracker real quick, because that's important if you want to deduct at the end of the year your mileage you drive with your business car, or the business mileage. And there is two ways of how you can do deductions, and I'm not an accountant, but in any case you need to track your miles so you can prove the IRS how many business miles, how many private miles did you drive. Again, that's available with the AI button down here on your mobile app. But also you can log the trip here. And so let's log one real quick. Let's say I went to the feed store yesterday. Why not? I was driving 10 miles. So let's just put the odometer reading. It remembers the start odometer. So for being iOS compliant, you need to know where did you go. So let's say I went to Tractor Supply, free commercial for Tractor Supply. Do I get some discount code? Nobody from Tractor Supply is replying to their marketing emails, by the way. And I said I went to pick up feed. And it was a business expense. Well, expense, mile, right? Miles. And I logged that trip and boom, it's there. Then my deduction value goes up. The business miles go up. And here we go. If you don't see it straight away, your refresh button is your friend. I might have to code that it refreshes automatically, but I didn't want to make it too blinky because sometimes I go in here and log a couple of trips if I forgot to do it on the button. Sometimes I'm like that. Then I can log multiple trips in here in a row as well. All this good stuff, any single data you enter in QuailOS is your data. It's hosted in the United States. And here in settings, data management, there's one very dangerous button. If you click that button, everything is gone. So do not click that button if you want to keep it. But you have the option to export all your data, right? In a CSV file format, in a zip file, every single thing from your egg logs to your hatch logs to your mileage logs, everything you log, you can take it and download it. If you want to go back to work with spreadsheets, be my guest. That's working. But in the free version of the software, you can do a lot of stuff. And I want to keep it free. That's why we are looking for a little sponsor. This sponsor is not going to be all over the place either. Don't worry. We're not going to put commercials on every screen. We don't want that. But we're going to look into that. Now, what else we have in QuailOS? Integrations, right? Let's talk about them real quick. We have integration for your eBay store, right? eBay is great. They allow sale of eggs. You can connect with one click here your eBay store. All your eBay orders get synchronized then into the ship online order screen. And from there you can buy the labels and ship them out, print the packaging slip, easy organized. We do have Shopify as well. Same story here. You can connect it. You might need a quick call with me because Shopify, we didn't do it as a public app. We did it right now as a private app. There's a couple of different reasons. One is security. But if your Shopify store is integrated with QuailOS, we actually can also publish your blog posts as well in our newspaper. Let's take a look at the newspaper real quick. It's called Farm Times. You get here weather information for your zip code. And you see from all the different farms connected already with the Shopify store, you get some news from them. And then it leads straight to the farm's website. For example, if you are into it, shopping for new cages, here is a good blog post about that and a link where you can buy them. So that's automatically happening when you put that little button here. You connect your store and then we put a little button and you're good to go. We have Squarespace as well available. Etsy we have in a beta version right now. If you have Etsy and you want to connect it with QuailOS, please just open up a help and support ticket. I would love to talk to you real quick and hook your store up. We need always somebody is the first, always somebody who is the first to hook up a new integration. So if you have Etsy, let me know. Okay, what else we got in here? We have so much in here. Let's have a quick look in the productive system. So here is the real system. There is less errors in there. What we got? Meat processing. If you process meat, I don't do right now a lot of meat, but you can add it here. You can track the average weight if that's something you want to do. I don't do that right now. And it's just an easy log to see what was processed or mortality tracking. You can do that here as well. We have a general inventory as well for your farm. how many eggs you got in stock. When you sold any here in the sales orders, it will deduct that. So it's very easy to organize. The time tracking we talked about early on, so let's skip that. If you don't have a huge online store and you just sometimes want to ship something and get some great shipping rates, click on that shipping tab here. Here you can easily either look for your customer, which is in the customer tab, or you just type in the name, you get the rate, and you can buy the label. All your old labels show up in here. You can see then here a live network map as well. That sometimes that loads a little bit because we ship a lot of stuff out. We see your shipments or the entire network, and then once the data is loaded, you can replay kind of and see where your eggs went to or any other products. So here we can actually kind of drop them one by one as well. It's a little Easter egg I coded around Easter. And so you see where my farm was shipping last week. So all over the place. Nice. You have here your top up. Labels cost money. We have a pretty good rate. Sometimes we beat some of those pirates out there. Sometimes we beat all those other ship solutions. We have tested a ton of different shipping solutions over the last 6 years, and what we use now is pretty good. So you can top it up here. You can say, I want to top it up by $20, $50, $100, $200, or $500. This is non-refundable, so you should use it up. I mean, if you really need to refund it, then we need to deduct the credit card fees and then can pay you back. But we never had that case yet. People always need to buy some labels, don't you? So that's how the shipping in here works. You can check out the rates over here in the rate card. See the different shipping rates we offer based on your tier. So as higher your membership tier is in QuailOS, as better shipping rates you get. And if you have extra stuff like hollowed quail eggs, quail wings, we buy them. You can sell them to us as well. So here's some supply opportunities. If you have pheasant wings, for example, you can read through that, check that out as well. Last but not least, since we have a little time, is rent a hatch. That one I have to show on the test system because I have real customer data in there. I have right now 2 incubators rented out, and I got a text message this morning from a nice customer, Nick and Victor, the father and son duo. They did a hatch experience, and let me show you where you can offer that for your farm. So right now here I have in this test system there's no booking, but here we go. So you can have here your own subdomain for rentahatch.com, right? So let me show you what the customer sees, right? The customer, they go on rentahatch.com and they search for their zip code or state, and they see here also on a map, for example. What's going on with the map today? Here it is. So if you're in the New York, New Jersey area and you want to hatch some quail, go to rentahatch.com. So you can check out the farm here and see it here as well, and view the different rental kits. So you as a farm can offer that as well. All you need is a couple of pictures of your incubator, what you want to rent out. It's good to use a heating plate for the rental experience, that our little customers don't burn their fingers on a heat lamp. Right, here is some pictures of the quail. And so basically the customer can reserve here a kit. Here's some reviews as well already from some customers. They select their start date. You can say I only want to offer start date at the beginning of the month. That's a setting in the back end. Or you want to be flexible. I have 6 incubators running right now in the program, so I'm a little bit flexible. So people can choose when they want to start. There is the hatch calculator up here. Depending on if you offer quail or chicken or button quail or whatever your farm is offering, people can calculate approximately the hatch date to aim for a weekend, right? And here is the start date. They put in their information, they pay here, We keep that payment in escrow. As soon the rental is over, you get paid, and the customer is there secure. You are secure in as well. All right. So as simple as that. So you configure it here for your farm. Put in a bit information about your farm, some pickup instructions here, how you want to get paid. We do seller or bank transfer. Then here are the reviews. Then once you receive them, the financials will show up in here for all the different rentals. We send automated text messages to the customer that they know when the booking is confirmed. Once they have the incubator picked up, they get a login to the Rent a Hatch website here, the customer login. And with that login, there is an educational experience. There's videos and a full course about hatching quail or hatching chickens. So the customer has access to that, so they don't ask you too much questions. We take care of that. Because you're busy on your farm, aren't you? I'm always busy on my farm. Then you get also information when it's time to candle or lockdown, hatch day, and the return. After 30 days, usually people return the equipment and the chicks. I have a separate setup where they stay isolated until I know everything is fine. But usually they are in a house, in an apartment. They are not out in the wild, the little chicks. So the risk is pretty low there. And yeah, that's how it works. It's as simple that some customers keep the chicks sometimes. That's okay too. They just return the equipment. So that's Rent a Hatch. Check it out there. Here for the customer, great information on how it works. We have some advertising. We run advertising for it on Google and other platforms so that your farm is being found here. So check out. I had this year in April 4 rentals, I believe. Now, am I right? 4. Now I have 2. And the season is not over yet. So it's a nice extra income for your farm. Helps with the feed bill and all that good stuff. There's way more in here, but the good news is I will be live again next week, Monday, around 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you have questions, pop them in the comment, leave a follow. What you have seen here, you can watch that also live or the replay in our QuailOS TV section in here. So there's all the old episodes if you're interested in how QuailOS helps you with taxes, how I made $800 with 48 quail eggs. You can look that up here. And so we get a nice little collection. I know I should change the picture sometimes. Always the same guy smiling from it. By the way, if you want to contribute to QuailOS TV, then just use the hashtag QuailOS on your YouTube video. We scan the entire YouTube universe, and if you put something chicken, duck, quail, farming related up there, and you put that hashtag in there, that means you want it to be shown on QuailOS TV, then we will show it here. So if you go live next, if you have some interesting content, please contribute, because QuailOS is all about community. We want to help each other. And with that, I leave it at that. I say thanks for watching, and please tune in next